So what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Ask Pops. I am your big bro War.
I'm Pops.
And of course, this is Choice. He's back with us today. Say hey to the people, Charlie. So she's waving. Man, thank you guys for tuning in with us today. Also, we just want to say, hey man, we're on the road to 100 subscribers.
Yeah.
We're asking you guys for your support. You're down. Just want you want your love. But we're on the road to 100 subscribers. So we just ask that you take a second, hit that subscribe button, take the time to comment down below, share the video, man. If you like what we do, you like the information that we're bringing, you like the conversations, hey, it don't cost nothing to just like it and subscribe. So thank you guys again for your support. Thank you for your feedback. Yeah. And we're gonna go ahead and get into the session today. Yeah. So what's been going on, Pop? What you been up to, man?
I've been good, and I also want to take a moment and say, I want you to pick up a copy of the book. I can't stress enough that it's just a teeny tiny little book that gets down to the bottom line of fitness, bottom line of health, bottom line a little bit of style, a little bit of religion, a little bit of motivation. And I think this book will help you. I initially wrote it for men over 50. But I'm getting so many people to say, hey, I'm not a man and I'm not 50, but I really enjoyed reading your book. So I retract for men over 50. And I say, pick up the book. I think it's a book that will really help you to get started or re-jumpstart who you already are as a person. So you can go on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, $10 for a book. I want to get the book sales up, not because it's me that wrote it, but I think it's a book that can really, truly assist you in trying to get yourself back on track where you might need to be a little more motivated or just pick it up. To answer your question, man, I've been good.
Yeah.
Just chilling. And my wife and I, we met a few new friends. And, let me take a second and talk.
All right, hey, let's do it. This is Ask Pops, man. What you want to talk about, Pop? What's going on?
So we meet a couple of couples. I like singing karaoke.
Right.
So we were at this particular new karaoke place that we heard about.
Yeah.
So we met this great couple. The guy's a pastor and his wife, she works at a particular place. Mm-hmm. And so, we're sitting there having dinner and I was singing a little karaoke. So as you sit, you begin to talk and learn about each other.
Right.
And when I told them that I was 70 years old, it was like they really couldn't believe it. They were in their 50s.
Uh-huh.
And they said basically is that they both were on insulin because of diabetes. Both.
Oh, man, at 50?
Both.
Yeah.
Man and woman, husband, wife, both.
Yeah.
And that really struck a nerve with me because this is the only body on this side we're going to actually have.
Right.
And what has happened, I just believe we just have let ourselves go just because nothing really hurts. So if it hurts just a little bit and we can kind of overlook it. Yeah. But as they were telling us their story, it was like you see signs, but you never act on them until it's too late.
Right.
And it's like our cars. Our cars are equipped with check engine light.
Right.
And that check engine light lets us know if anything starts happening with the car that we need to be aware of.
Right.
And even my car, if my tire pressure gets low on any one of my tires, that light will come on and show me which one of the tires I need to go put air in.
Right.
And it works on several things on your car. And if the check engine light comes on and you don't see anything or kind of sense anything, you immediately take it to get it checked out. Because what we don't want to do is break down on the street and be stranded.
Right.
That's a must.
Right.
It's not to do that.
Right.
But when it comes to our bodies, it's almost like we have to be bedridden before we make a change.
Right.
We have another friend that just had a knee replacement this week because of being overweight.
Okay.
And that person has known for years because their doctor told them that you should consider dropping some inches because The pain you're having is because you're wearing out your cartilage.
Yeah.
So it's not like that person didn't know. It's like they shrugged it off until the point to where they couldn't walk until they got the knee replaced.
Yeah. And you know what? Like even you saying that, I think sometimes even me, like because I gotta get my cholesterol and everything under wraps.
Yeah.
Which is not super high, but at the same time I don't want to be on medicine.
Yeah.
So you know my levels were a little bit high last time I went, so the doctor mentioned it to me.
Yeah.
But I think for me it's the way that the doctor mentions it. It's kind of a roundabout sort of a way, because I mean they're not your parent, you're grown, they can't tell you what to do. They can only and give you advice of what they foresee, what things and changes you can make to avoid these issues and problems that they're foreseeing. But I think sometimes we don't take it serious. I know for me, I didn't take it as seriously until I really start thinking about it. Like, you know, the stuff that I'm doing now is going to affect me 10 years from now. It's going to affect me 5 years from now. You know, I realize my recovery time as far as, you know, healing isn't the same. You know, muscle, you know, healing up. When I work out, sometimes it takes longer. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I think sometimes it's just the way they say it. It's not enough urgency a lot of times. Or
Speaking of doctors, even though my last 2 physicals, when you go into the doctor, you know they check your blood from the last time, they give you the results and all of that.
Right.
So with my last 2 physicals, you know, it's like my blood work, everything was good except for high blood pressure.
Right.
That the first thing they want to do is put you on medication. Because of lifting weights so long, I've got a small little hernia in my belly button.
Oh, belly button. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not affecting anything. It's just kind of push out a little bit.
Yeah.
And he talked about, you know, we can really operate and take care of that for you. So my last 2 doctor's appointments, he did not compliment me on the things I was doing right and saying continue to do it. He was focusing on the things that was not right, and he wanted to bring some type of medical solution via operation or medication. So what I'm finding with doctors now is that they're not trying to get you healthy, they're trying to keep you sick. Because what that does is that keeps money in their pocket. They get the kickback from the prescriptions. And I think over the 70 years of living, I've come to the point to where I am for education, not medication. And so because of that, that's why I'm just like I am. That's why I wrote this book, is that even with the health and fitness, even when you look at exercise, there's very little on TV that tells a person that you should walk every day, or the things that you should do in a commercial. They could put that in a commercial. When you see it in a commercial, it's about advertising a gym where they can get money. But when you would really hear it and receive it from a medical person. But there are no medical people that's putting it on there because they want you to continue to need them and come to them. So unless we actually take it on ourselves to become healthy, like with me in our home, I didn't start working out until I was 43 years old. And I remember that specifically because what started me working out was a contest. I was always online when I went to work, just looking at different things. And there was a contest, and they had age groups from like 18 to 24, and then they had the 40 to 50 and like that. So what they were doing was giving away prizes, but it was a 90-day contest. It didn't cost you anything but to register, that kind of thing. So I looked at that as an opportunity to try to get in shape, because the girls embarrassed me by calling me the Pillsbury Dough-Daddy.
So let me ask you this. How much did you lose, and did you win the contest, or did you place where did you place within the contest?
So with the contest, it was how much weight you could lose in 90 days. So I was at 200 pounds when I started the contest. At the end of 90 days, I lost 30 pounds. I lost average of 10 pounds a month, inches and all of that. And so the prize, was like $10,000, which I didn't win.
Yeah.
But I got one of the consolation prize, which they sent me like the backpacks and a lot of stuff from actually winning. And I got a personal letter from the people that, you know, said I've done an amazing job and all that. So it was the inspiration for me to continue going.
Okay.
And personally, I went from that to start getting trained at the gym, which I was a member of the Y. I didn't have to pay because I volunteered so I could get free membership.
Right.
Because I couldn't afford it.
Right.
So as a result of that, I started getting trained to teach some of the classes. I went from just working out myself to teach athletic conditioning class, spinning class, abs class. I taught a lot of class. And then
and you were certified. You got
I got all the certifications. All the certifications.
Yeah.
Even got a YMC certification to be a personal trainer, which sparked me to get more certifications to open my own.
Right. So just for the people, Pops knows what he's talking about.
He's taking the time to do the work, to do the research, to get the certifications, and hands-on helping people become more healthier in their life.
Yeah. So and like I say, for me, this whole book came from my personal journey.
Yeah.
I journal about fitness.
Yeah.
For me, my research, I'm writing things down to help me.
Yeah.
I'm journaling about eating healthy, and that's why I was eating salads and all those things.
Right.
I eventually went back to my fried chicken and the pig feet.
Not the pig feet.
I didn't stay on the pig feet long because they really weren't that good. But I went back to just eating like I normally would eat for a while because I spent a lot of time with my mom, and you know, she cooked old school. So based on that,
all the fat bag meat.
yes,
all
all of that. But I was conscious. I had the mental conscious of health at that point. I never stopped working out, and today I still work out 4 to 5 days a week consistently. And so then it kind of progressed. Life for me progressed into the religious part. You know, I started really thinking about that. And all of this is my 70 years of living. And I think when you live for that long, you should grow in some areas. There's some things you should find out about yourself that you should stop doing. There's some things you should find out about yourself that you want to start doing, you know. And so it should make you a better person. And it should also make you a mentor to those that are coming up. We should always put back into the earth, or back into our jobs, or back into where we have been beneficial. We should always put back. So that's kind of where all of Pops came from. And so as a result of meeting that couple, as a result of knowing our friend that had a knee replacement, you know, I talked about in my book that I have 3 friends in chapter, where is it? Chapter 1. Or is it chapter 2? See, this is such a short book, I can find things really quick.
Really fast.
Chapter 2, I talked about having 3 friends. One friend, I met him at Starbucks, and he hadn't been to the doctor in years. And I asked him, I said, well, why not? He said, well, you know, I've got high blood pressure, I got diabetes, and he mentioned that he was having some mental issues. And I said, well, why won't you go to the doctor? He said, well, I already know what I got. I said, and he said that sarcastically. I said, but you should go so you can know exactly what you got and what exactly can be helped. But he's just said, I'm just not going to go. I'm just going to die with what I have. And he was content in that. I had another friend that I mentioned in the book that ended up having a leg amputated because of diabetes, which he was on insulin, but he didn't take it like he should have. Long story short, they had to amputate the leg. I had a third friend that was overweight, and he didn't really work out and eat healthy because his wife wasn't. But today I can say on this podcast that he's working out like crazy.
Good, that's what's up.
You know, he found his wake up moment. And He tells me, he said, Mike, I read your book and a couple other things. I'm gonna say that's what he said.
Yeah.
He take credit for it. But I'm sure whatever his wake up moment was, I'm
Yeah.
glad it was, even if it wasn't because of the book.
Yeah.
Because right now I actually went and worked out with him a couple of weeks ago on a Monday morning. So we kind of worked out and I got a chance to see him. And because of his working out, I'm seeing less of him these days.
Yeah. That's always a good thing. I'm saying, look at the mirror, you see less of himself.
So
that's what's up.
I just feel like I'm at this crazy point in my life to where I just want to tell people what does it take for you to really get serious about knowing that you need to change, even with the fitness part. I mean, I talk about fitness in this book, and I mean, fitness part is like 8 pages long.
Yeah.
But the research that went into coming up with those 8 pages was a lot. And like I say, I always sway to don't believe what you hear. Because people saying believe only half of what you see, because it could look a certain way, but once you get the explanation, it could be totally different. But once you prove something, you can't disprove what's been proven. Because it's on the books. This is what it is. So all of the research went into just these little pages of fitness, that there is a such thing as muscle strength. How much can I really pick up?
Right.
There is a muscle endurance. How many times can I do one repeated motion over and over, which is using your muscles to do it? That's a fact.
Right.
Cardiovascular fitness, your heart and lungs, that's a fact.
Right.
And although I didn't give you all the gory, boring, not boring, but I'll call it boring details, I gave you the bottom line basics of, if you read the chapter on fitness, it will give you a decision to make. When I stand in the mirror butt naked, do I like what I see? Whether you're a man or whether you're a woman, do I like what I see? Or you could be very thin and small frame, but by the time you walk up to the top of the stairs, are you tired? Are you panting for breath? Do you not take walks up hills? Do you not take stairs at work, but take the elevator because you're so worn out?
And even to add to that point, like, you know, I've always been a slim guy. I played a lot of sports, always been active, so I've always felt in shape and healthy, and I always look good. But like I said, when I go to my annual, and it's like I feel good in my mind. I'm like, well, hey, I feel good. I should be good. I can continue doing what I've been doing. And then they run the blood test, and I'm like, oh, but I could look good on the outside, but my guts be jacked up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like having a complete view of health and a complete understanding of health. You know.
Exactly. And so I just give just enough statistics so you will know that I know what I'm talking about. Even with, I tell you now, even with style and fashion, I mean, you can see it. One person dressed this way, the exact same frame person dressed another way. You're gonna prefer one or the other.
Right.
It's just gonna be obvious. So that's an obvious thing. So I put here in the book that we really need to start looking at our presence, what we look like. You know, how we move. Those things are so vitally important. And we don't get these kinds of things on TV unless it's a reality show or something like that. But
so why is it important how you look and present yourself when you go out?
Well, it's important because how you dress is how you feel. And we dress the way we feel. And what happens is, if you put on a nice suit, I've seen people that go to weddings. I used to sing at a lot of weddings. I got one coming up soon. I used to go to a lot of weddings, and it was some people that I really knew, some of the dudes, and they were in a suit, and they came in there, you could tell they felt good about the way they looked. You know, I don't know if they rented it or bought it, but they were pressed. And you could tell by the way they walk. You could tell by the way, you know, they talk and the movements and everything. Now, if I saw them on the block, they were wearing their pants around their butt. They had their shoes untied, just old sloppy t-shirt, and they didn't care. So how we dress really matters, and that doesn't mean you have to have on a suit. But we did a really good episode about dressing. How you can take just really simple outfit and just layer it with a thing or two and just really be nice. And what that does, that changes your attitude, that changes your atmosphere. Even when you go somewhere, you feel better about yourself. Even when you go to work, some jobs you can wear whatever you want. Even when I started years ago, after I got out of the band and found God and was looking for something to do, trying to find a job, I found a 4-hour-a-day job cleaning up bathrooms and cleaning up the little cafeteria area. I went there in a shirt and tie. Because it made me feel better about what I was doing, and it made me leave an impression on those around me.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. So back to the health. So you have all of this information. I mean, how do you feel about maybe doing like that digging in a little bit? You know
what? That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they have any idea of what it took to put this book together, or the information that goes into talking about fitness or talking about health. So we should do a couple episodes. Let's say take the next couple episodes and let's really dig in. Let me give them some of the busy information. So they can really see how important their insides are. Because I don't think you really realize. I think you hear it, but you don't really internalize it. So let's do that.
All right, hey, so we'll do that. So we'll end this episode here.
Okay.
Hey man, look. Thank you guys for checking out another episode of Ask Pops. Hey, these make sure you check out the book, the Measure of a Man's Dreams, Goals, and Reality, written by Pops, aka Michael O'Hill. And there's a lot of great stuff in there. It's a small book, it's quick read, but it's full of great information and great perspective. So hey man, until next time, these next couple of episodes, we're gonna dig in a little bit deeper into this health thing, man, and let Pops just educate us a little bit more on the information. So man, until next time, I'm the Big Bro War.
I'm Pops.
Peace.